welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. Today we're going to be talking all about how to quote-unquote fake perfect skin with makeup, but doing it the appropriate way so that it looks like skin. These are some of my tried and true tips. So before we get started, I invite you to please subscribe to my channel, join the Elle squad, share this video with somebody you think might like it, and let's do it. So kind of why I wanted to do this video was because while we concentrate so much on skincare here at this channel, we want to also be able to have beautiful skin with makeup. So while we're waiting for our skincare to start working, let's use makeup that we already have, that I've already talked about, so hopefully you have them in your stash or something like it. And I want to teach you how to layer foundation and powder so that it looks seamless, but yet that you are faking that perfect skin. All right, so let's get started. First of all, I have all my skincare on. I am normal to dry, so I hydrate my skin first, and then obviously I go in with my foundation. So the first step I'm going to recommend for you is to get a tinted moisturizer. So for most of us, the whole skin does not need to be covered in a medium or high coverage foundation, okay? That's really, for the most part, a lot of people only have maybe the cheeks are a problem or the forehead is a problem. When we apply a CC cream, a tinted moisturizer, a tinted oil first, it gives us that perfect first layer of coverage, and then it still looks like skin. So I'm gonna go in with a goodie, an oldie but a goodie. I haven't used this in a little while on my channel. I use it a lot in my personal life. I'm gonna go in with the Kosas Tinted Oil Foundation. This is perfect for somebody that has drier skin because it is what it says, a tinted oil. And I apply this first layer with my hands. If you are applying your first layer with a beauty blender, apply it with a damp beauty blender. So if you need your tinted moisturizer first, go ahead and use your hands, or go ahead and use it with a damp beauty blender. The reason why I say damp beauty blender is because when you use a damp sponge, it actually thins out the product and gives a little bit of hydration to the product, so the skin looks like skin. Also, when you use your hands, it really pushes the product into the skin. It becomes very, very seamless and hard to detect. Isn't that a beautiful, it's such a beautiful product. Make sure that you are going down your neck. You don't want to break in your foundation application. All right, so that first layer is really seamless. It's usually, in my opinion, should be a light coverage. You know, another good one would be the Bite Beauty new tinted moisturizer that just came out, or the Undone Skin Tint that just came out as well. Now, for me, my areas of a little bit of concern are really right here and a little bit kind of around the nose. My forehead, for the most part, I like to keep it pretty foundation free. So pick your areas that you need a little bit more attention. Now, all right, so for the second tip, pick out of your stash, which I know we all have, a medium to fuller coverage foundation. I am going in with the Anastasia of Beverly Hills foundation, the Luminous foundation, and I'm just going to take one pump, and I'm going to be using it on a dry beauty blender. You, of course, can use it on a damp one, but for me, when you use a dry sponge, that's when you get a little bit more coverage and intensity in that. Now I'm going in and focusing only on the areas that I need a little bit of extra love. The point here is to not cover up everything on this first step, okay? The point is to build sheer layers of coverage. Okay, now we have all of those layers kind of seamlessly pressed in. Make sure you do go over your foundation, kind of all over, with there's nothing on my sponge left. And I'm just pressing and making sure that those layers are one. Obviously, you want to make sure that the two shades match. Now, I'm going to spray the face with a rehydrating spray. Pick your favorite. Honestly, it does not matter. I am using one without alcohol. If you want a little more staying power, you can of course do it with an actual setting spray that has alcohol in it. What this does is it gives a little bit more hydration to the products. It makes the application of the layers very seamless, and really blends it into the skin, and I'm tapping it out with a beauty blender. All right, so this step is not necessarily about building coverage. I just want to show you where I apply my concealer. So at this point, I'm going to apply my concealer in these areas and then get to the rest of the tutorial. Okay, so my concealer is on. Now what you're going to do is you're going to spot conceal. If you don't need to do this step, don't do it. So I'm just gonna take, this is the Hourglass concealer, but this is more of a full coverage concealer. And I'm going to just spot conceal the areas that I need to. I have a tiny bit of hyperpigmentation up here, and that's it. Now I'm gonna bounce it in with a dry beauty blender. If you notice, I keep all of this kind of extra work away from the areas that I have some fine lines. So specifically around these eye area and around my mouth. Okay, so you are pretty much concealed. It looks like skin. I hope you can see that. Now I want you to go in with a powder. Now this powder, in my preference, should be a baked powder. I haven't really found very many cruelty-free ones except for this Well People Bio-Based Baked Foundation. All baked means was that it once was a liquid, they baked it, and now is a powder. So it's never gonna give you that chalky or cakey effect, but it is going to set the makeup as well as just give you a little bit of coverage. I'm using it on a huge fluffy brush. This diffuses the product and makes sure that you don't go over, overdoing it on the coverage. This is the Sigma F30 right into here. I start on my neck and I do little tapping motions. Tapping, tapping. And we will go into natural light today so I can show you what it looks like. Now for my last few steps, at this point I enjoy going ahead and using that setting spray or that rehydrating spray again. Anytime I use powders, I just like to do that. And if you want to, you can just press this in or you can let it dry. And what that does is it rehydrates any powder that you might have overdone and just again melts everything together and makes just the skin look so fantastic. I love these techniques for people that have acne, rosacea, any kind of concerns, age spots that still want their skin to look like skin, but they need a little bit of extra coverage and don't want to go in with a full coverage foundation all over. All right, so my last two kind of secret tips that I usually do on myself and clients when I am trying to do this, when I need this type of routine, is I'm gonna go in with a cream highlighter. Optional step, guys. Don't get carried away. It's totally an optional step, but I'll show you what it does to the skin. Because you already have a natural highlight due to the baked powder as well as the setting spray, okay, or the rehydrating spray. This one I've talked about for years. It's Wisp by ColourPop. It is wrinkle friendly or, kind of fine line friendly, very pretty, makes the skin look nice and dewy. A little bit goes a long way. And you see how that just really gives the skin some nice sheen. Very, very pretty and natural. Then I will go in with a cream blush. Now you might be saying to yourself, Elle, you already put powder on. Yes. So my trick for that is to take, so this is the Beauty Counter cream blush in caramel, and it's really more of a bronzer, I would say, like a bronzer color, but I like to use it on my cheeks. I'm gonna take it with my hand, and I'm going to tap on the high points of my face, almost right over that highlighter. Right there. Take your sponge that you used for your foundation and tap that bad boy in. And I'm really using very light kind of tapping motions. You don't want to go in ham here. You want to do very little touching to the skin and press that in. So I'm faking a little bit of a tan here. I'm just going in with an Elle blush. Again, you don't have to do this. You can just use one color, but this is just to give a little bit more of a flush to the skin. I'm just using a very light pink color. All right, you guys, so here is the final look. I just kind of pop some finishing touches on, but I just want you to look at the skin, and like I said, we'll go into some natural light so you can see kind of how everything looks, but the skin still looks like skin. Of course, you do not have to play the eyes up like this. You can just pop some mascara on, a little lip gloss, and you're out the door, but the skin looks like skin. It's glowy, it's dewy. That's why I really focused on some cream products around the perimeter of the face and on the cheeks. I love this technique, and I can't believe I've really never talked about this in the past. So I hope that this helps you kind of quote unquote fake some perfect skin, but as always, I urge you to try your best to love the skin that you're in, embrace your imperfections, and say to yourself every day, I love you, and you are worth it, and you are valuable. But you know what? Sometimes makeup is fun, and sometimes it covers up some of our imperfections. I love y'all so, so much. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you on the next one. Lots of love from me to you. Bye, loves. Do you love how I went on my inspirational rant and totally forgot to come back in a natural light? That's real life. All right, so we are here in natural light. I am on my phone. It's in 4K, so you know that this is exactly how it looks in real life. See how glowy and dewy it is? This is my favorite way to wear my skin. It might not be your jam. If you are more oily, you can go ahead and set this with a matte translucent powder and then go ahead and spray it. You know, with the setting spray, it will do the same thing, but be more appropriate for your skin type. So I hope this inspires you to do this trick, and I'll see you soon. Bye.